Okay, hey, good evening, everybody. It's Dennis Lindsay. We're going to record this and we're going to put it out to the Nevada Car Coalition. Our IT guy, Thomas, is is part of our board of directors, and he's very, very good at IT. And so what he's developed is a website to kind of works like Eventbrite, something like that. We're not saying we are Eventbrite, but we have our own way to register and take money in and everything like that. So what Thomas is going to do is share what he's actually made and how it works, and that way, Thomas, you can let the coalition know this is something that the coalition members, if they have a car show, can use, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So we can custom build a registration process and a sponsorship process and have it all flow into one singular platform so you can manage all of your registrations for whatever event that you have going on. So it's totally customizable, pretty flexible, depending upon whatever you guys need.
Perfect. And Thomas is the brains behind this, and this is for our members of our coalition. So you members that are going to watch this video here, which will be posted up tomorrow, um, share it with your membership, share it with your car club, and let's get it pushed out there because it makes things a lot easier when you put your shows on. So Thomas, I'm going to turn it over to you to tell us about how it all works.
Yeah, so I we'll go ahead and start with the Summer Salute registration process. I'll show you the registration process, and then we'll switch over to the online registration for sponsorships that we have set up, and then we'll go back into the back end to a platform called Auto Entry, where all of this information flows into, and we can manage it. So right now, we'll start off with the normal registration. When people come up, you'll have a little welcome screen that gives you instructions. That's again flexible and customizable. We'll hit start. For this particular event, we're allowing for multiple registrations. This is just an acknowledgement state giving people instructions on how to do multiple registrations, so they can kind of understand what's going on. They're not asking questions in the middle of the registration process. So we'll get to that in a bit, but I'm going to just select that and move on. This next page will collect all of the personal information. So I'll go ahead and put my information on here. This is all also customizable. This is all based off of what we have for Summer Salute. I'll just put in a dummy address. And this is all required. So the platform knows where to send information to. Right now, we're doing T-shirts for the Summer Salute. So we need to know where to send those to if we need to. All right. So that's just some basic information. Then we get to the vehicle information. I will just put in some dummy data here.
Tesla.
Yeah, that's what I drive. So I'll just put it
1900.
in. Yeah. I'm just putting it in the random vehicle category. We can see it on the back end, and I'll show you how to change it as well. So just for now, we'll just enter that information. That's pretty much all you have to do. This next screen will require you to review all of the information, make sure that you put in the right category, make sure that your email is correct, address is correct, all that fun stuff. After you've done reviewing, we'll hit continue to payment. Normally, this is where the payment screen will pop up. You'll enter your credit card information or bank account information. Right now, I just have it turned off so that we can do this for demonstration purposes. So normally, you'll enter all of that and hit pay, and you'll get a confirmation screen. I'll just hit get free here. You get the fireworks, and everything's been processed. You'll get an email receipt. You'll actually get two of them, one from the system and then one from our payment provider, Stripe. And that's it. For those who are registering another vehicle, there's this wonderful button that just says register another vehicle. You'll click that. You'll get brought back to the beginning of the vehicle information slot. We assume that if you're registering another vehicle, you don't have to change contact information. So we're saving all of that information and just bringing you right directly to the vehicle information screen so you can register your next car. If for some reason you need to adjust your contact information, you'll just hit this little back button right here. And as you can see, everything is already saved, so you don't have to go through and type it all over again. So you can go through there. I'm just going to go through and show you another kind of dummy information.
Toyota.
I'm just pulling cars.
Tesla and a Toyota.
Oh yeah.
You like the T's, buddy.
My name starts with a T, so I'm biased.
Hey, that's
So I
right.
can
Name too. That's right.
Now the nice thing is with this email, it's auto-populated based off of what you put on the first screen, so you don't have to. We're trying to minimize how much information you actually have to manually type in. So that auto-populates. I'm going to hit get it for free, and voila. So now I've just registered 2 cars in under about 2-3 minutes. Your payment information screen will auto-populate with information that you need. You'll just enter your either routing and account number, your credit card information. Everything stays on that screen, and it's just as simple as can be. So that is the registration process for just normal cars. Now we'll go over to the sponsorship applications that we have for Summer Salute. Right now we have 4 of them: a commercial vendor, craft vendor, food vendor, and a military vendor. All 4 of these have different pricing. Depending upon which one you choose, we'll adjust the pricing at the very end. So again, for demonstration purposes, I've turned that part off so that we can see how the information flows into auto entry. But in a normal live production environment, these will auto adjust. So I'm just going to go with commercial vendor application. This is where we'll grab all of your contact information.
Where's that T?
I will just enter in some dummy information as well. We'll also ask you for your logo in case we ever need to put it on our website or for marketing purposes, so we don't have to ask multiple times. You can just upload it right there.
That's cool. That's really
You'll
good.
hit,
Yeah, like that.
We'll hit next. On our sponsorship forms, we do have to do a liability acknowledgement. So all the language is right here. You hit add signature and you can electronically sign the document. So we'll hit done. We'll hit next. And then again, this is where your payment information is going to pop up. You'll enter your credit card information or your bank account information. I have turned off again. So we'll just hit get it for free. Again, this email will auto-populate based off of what you already put in the contact information. So we'll hit get it for free. And we're all set. There's also a little button here for registration for Summer Salute. So you can click on that and be redirected over to our registration form. So you don't have to click multiple links. It's just kind of all in one. You'll get email confirmations as well on this. So you'll have records copies for your own records. But yeah, that is the front end experience. Again, for all of those listening, these are totally customizable. The logos, the colors, the fonts, the questions that we ask, everything's super flexible and customizable based off of what you want. We can even customize it per event if we need to, although I would strongly advise against it, but it's always possible. So yeah, that is the front portion. This is what your members will see. This is your sponsors will see. Now we'll jump into auto entry, which is where all of this information is going to flow into one so that you can then manage it. This is only for those who you allow access.
Admin.
And yes.
Admin.
Admin, yes. This is the admin panel. This is going to be built for the capability to handle multiple events. So up here at the top, you'll hit select event right here. Right now, we're only doing Summer Salute, so we'll hit Summer Salute 2026. And as you can see, the 2 registrations that popped in or that we completed, I've already generated. Your card numbers are right here. All of the information's right here. I'm going to go ahead and click on it just to see everything. You can see the vehicle information right here. You can see the contact information as well. You can see the t-shirt size, as well as, in theory, a total price. That will translate once I actually turn on the payment information. So this is just all of the registration details right then and there. If for some reason you come across it and you say, well, a 2025 Tesla does not belong in a 1900 category, you can hit edit right here, and it'll allow you to edit the vehicle category as well. I'm going to hit cancel on that. You can also delete it. So if you're just testing something or someone made an error, what have you, you can always delete it and it removes it completely from the database. And all of the placard or the car numbers as well adjust accordingly. The nice thing on this, and I'll get to this in a second, but for the t-shirts platform, so we have t-shirts with the Summer Salute, so that is part of our auto entry platform. We can change the t-shirts sizes. However, once it's processed, and we'll get to that in a second, once it's processed, those can't be changed anymore to ensure we have data integrity. I will go in the check-in process here in a second, but right now, this will just view all of your registrations. You can manually create a registration if you want. So if it's a check payment or you want the capability to have manual registrations, we can always do that as well. So you can enter all those in. For the placards, we have the capability of printing the placards auto-generated. You just hit this little button right here, gives you 2 options. Right now I'm on my Mac, so I don't have all the printer settings, but normally these would pop up on, you would print 2 to a page. So you can get like half perforated paper, and makes it really easy when you go to start printing. You just rip them in half and you're all set. So normally you'll see 2 of them on each individual paper, but right now you can see, the car number, our name, the vehicle type, and then the category that it belongs to, along with our NCC logo. Again, we can change that so it can be your logo as well. I'm gonna just cancel that. You can also individually print placards if you want. Again, kind of up to you on how you want to work in your process. Once someone actually registers and does that whole process, again, they just automatically pop in here. If you're in the system working and people are still doing registrations, sometimes it might not automatically pop up, so you can always hit this refresh button and it'll refresh the database.
Can we add like the cost amount on that line too?
Cost amount for,
like, as we get cars coming in and motorcycles and stuff, at least on my Excel spreadsheet, I always kept a running total of how much money we were bringing in.
Yes. And
Okay.
I'll get to that. So the total price paid right here will transfer from the registration form. Luckily, it's only one amount, so it kind of makes it easy. But yes, you can adjust how much people have paid. But once someone registers, it just automatically pops in right here. And then that will show on the analytics page, which I'll get to in a second.
Okay. Analytics page. Okay.
Yes. So for t-shirts, for us, it's a 3-step process: a ship or pickup process. So as you can see, I just hit process on one of my t-shirts right here, just to kind of show you what the difference is. When new orders come in, when new registrations come in, they automatically pop up into a pending status for t-shirts. This means that we have yet to send off that order to the printer or do anything with that order. Right now, we're doing those batches of 100. So once the batch gets big enough, you could just go over here to download pending orders. It'll download an Excel sheet. It has the names, the addresses, and the t-shirt size. And you can send that off to the printer. You can manipulate the data however you wish. Coming soon will be a mass button where you can, once you click this button, it'll automatically hit process for all the orders that were part of that document. That's in the line of implementation. So right now it's just a one, and you have to click individually, but that is coming. So once you hit process right here, again, it changes the status to process. So I've sent off both of these orders to the printer. We're ready. Once the day of the event comes up, whomever is doing handling t-shirts, right, they can come over to the t-shirt category, right, or the platform right here. They'll be able to look up the names of people as they come up. And then you would just hit this little pickup button right here, and it's been picked up. So it gives you kind of a running total of how many t-shirts you have left to ship or to pick up per se. So now we know, Thomas picked up his large t-shirt right then and there.
Wow.
If for some reason they didn't pick it up, they didn't come to the event, obviously we still have the record of it. They paid for it. It's in the system, so they're still owed that t-shirt. You can just go over here and click ship. I'm also working on options to download process orders so that you can export those into like FedEx or USPS or what have you.
Wow.
Or you could just, copy paste the address into wherever we're going. Once you're done processing that order and then shipping it off, all you have to do is hit ship. And now all of a sudden you have t-shirt has been picked up. This t-shirt has been shipped. I don't have any more orders. I don't have any more pending orders. You can filter those out. You can filter off processed, and you can filter off shipped. So gives you all of the information that you need right here. Again, I'm still working on a few features to make this a little bit more easier for data manipulation, but the foundation is here. We'll jump over to sponsorships. So again, if you remember, we did that whole commercial sponsorship dummy. It flows right into here. Each different type of application has different colors, so you can kind of know who you're looking at. And again, we'll also have a filter option, so you can filter them out based off of the category. But you can see, Nevada HR is here.
Interrupt you for a second, Thomas?
Yeah.
I'm going to admit Ari now, so just hang on 1 second.
Okay.
Does it interrupt us? Ari, can you hear us? And you are muted.
I don't see him.
And we can't see you either.
I think I'm muted now. I'm not sure what's going on.
So we're in the middle of this Thomas's presentation, so just listen up, okay?
I apologize. I had a doctor's appointment that ran way late.
Okay, we're recording this, so okay, go ahead, Tom.
All right. So again, those sponsorships flow right over here into auto entry. You can view the details of the sponsorship. Again, you can also see that they signed the liability waiver. You can see their address. Again, you can also edit this information just in case there's any typos or they reach out to say, I'm not actually a commercial vendor, I'm a food vendor. You can adjust that as well. You can also delete them if they didn't pay or what have you. You can always delete them as well. The payment portion of this will also flow into the analytics portion of the dashboard here shortly. That's not a current feature. You can also refresh the data if you need to. We'll jump over here to the analytics dashboard. So this will show you all of the fun information that you have. So right now we have 2 registrations, a total amount of $80. Of course, again, that's for dummy purposes, but in a normal live production environment, this would be accurate. So we have $80. There's no pending t-shirt orders. I've done my job. I've processed 2 of those orders and 1 of them was shipped. Coming over here to the sponsorship statistics, you can see, I have 1 commercial, I have no others. For a checked in cars report, this is really just for your information. We can also customize the kind of reports and analytics that you want to see. But If we hit this button, it'll download an Excel list of all of the checked in cars, which we'll get to in a second. We can also see a check payments report. So when you do those manual registrations over here, when you go to create the registration, when you click here and then say check payment, you'll enter the check number, the check amount, and the check date. This information will flow over into this report, the download check payments, so that you can reconcile that on your end. A blank placard report, we're missing some functionality in this, but overall, you can kind of see what it would look like. It would just generate a blank placard. Again, not all the categories have been loaded into that functionality, but it will be live eventually. And then just a database export. This will give you all of the information within the database so that you can, again, use that and manipulate it as you wish. So you can always have copies of your data and all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The last kind of major piece of auto entry is the check-in process. So this is going to be extremely useful when on the day of the event and people start coming up and saying, I'm here, they're collecting their t-shirt, they're collecting their ballot. We can go ahead and find their information. So they don't actually need an email receipt. They don't need to bring anything with them. All they need to do is bring in, of course, their cars and their name. We can go through, assuming we have 500 people, we can go through and search for the vehicle, or we can search for it by name right here. Once you see them, once you find them, you can go ahead and click on their status. Of course, I'm not checked in right now. I'll go ahead and click on me. Again, this brings up all of the information so I can see, oh, hey, they're a large t-shirt. So now I can go over here and give them their large t-shirt. I can also view, all their vehicle information, their contact information, make sure everything's good to go before I check them in. Once I do that, the check-in status, I can go over here, select it, and it checks them in. And now I know that they are here. I have one car out the event, and I have one car that's still not here yet. So it's just kind of a good attendance tracking kind of feature. This will also get a little bit more functionality as time comes. We can all add in the t-shirt right here, so we can all do the pickup process all in one screen instead of jumping back and forth if we're covering a booth or what have you. But yeah, other than that, that is the auto entry software in its almost fullest. There's a lot of functionality that's still, of course, missing for the time being, but will be up and running by the time Summer Salute comes over. The other nice thing about auto entry is all of our voting results. So the day of the event, everyone will be voting. All of those results will start coming into auto entry. And there will be a little link right here for the results page. And that will auto calculate all of the results of the votes and give us, first, second, and third place winners for each individual category. And that will be, of course, built later on. But again, that voting system will look very similar to the registration and the sponsorship. Again, all of that's customizable, and all of that information will flow directly into auto entry. But yeah, that is everything that we have so far. Eventually, once you start getting more events, you'll be able to select the event up here, and you can go back and view information and information from that past event. And we can also mark that as read only, so you can actually change information to, of course, ensure data integrity. But yeah, that's NCC auto entry in a nutshell.
Okay, I have one question. Some people will, if they register online, but they don't have an email address, how do we address that?
So if they don't have an email address, of course, the system's going to require that. So one thing that people can do that I wouldn't necessarily kind of advertise, but they can go in and just put a dummy email like none@none.com or email@email.com. They just won't get an email confirmation with their payment receipt. And of course, that will flow into our payment provider. So we might have an issue finding them every now and then. But yes, in theory, they can bypass the system by just entering in a dummy email. And again, we'll have the ability to go back into auto entry and search for their name and vehicle information, so we can always find them.
So do we need to have instructions on the front page saying that if you don't have an email, this is what you need to do?
We can always add that in. Yeah. I think obviously the preference is to have an email for payment processing purposes.
Sure.
But
Sure.
yeah, I can add in instructions to say, if you don't have an email, just put this. And then that way we can also track as well how many people don't have an email. The other nice information is part of the analytics portion here shortly will be a registration report. So you can actually download the registration report of everything, and it'll also include phone numbers and emails so that you can use that for a database or a CRM or an email database. So if you want to send out blast emails, you'll have all that information as well.
Okay, now, have you figured out the extra or additional t-shirts people want to buy?
I have figured that out yet. I just haven't been able to build that out yet. It
Okay.
will be a separate form. So people will be able to go on and place an order essentially for extra t-shirts, and those t-shirts will come up into the t-shirt portal as an extra t-shirt, and you would just process it the same way. But
Okay.
yes, that functionality is coming.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah.
Man, this is
Good
after
presentation, Thomas. Very good.
Well, thank you.
After working with the other program last May, this is like so much easier. So much easier.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
And
have
really
to-
good
Custom
tracking too for everything. Yeah. So
Yeah.
do we have private things we want to talk about? If so, I'm going to stop the recording if you want me to, or do you want me to keep recording?
I'm good. Are you good?
Yeah, you can stop it.
What's that? Stop recording.
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause this is going out to the public, so hang on one
I
second.
was